Do you ever remember a random TV show from your childhood, but it seems like no one else remembers it? Well, that happens to me a lot. I grew up in the 90s and there were so many things on TV, and some of it I only watched in the 2000s. But here are five shows that people seem to have forgotten that I think were pretty awesome. First up is Big Bad Beetleborgs. This was sort of a take on Power Rangers, but it was more of a sitcom style. It was created by the same people who created Power Rangers, and it also used footage from a Japanese TV show. But what made this one different was that it was supposed to be funny, and it definitely was funny. It's about three kids who stumble into a haunted house, and somehow they get a wish, and they wish to be Beetleborgs heroes from their favorite comic books, and each of them have different powers, which is so cool, and the dynamic between the characters are just fantastic. It's one of my favorite shows. I don't know how many people have heard of it. I don't even know if you can watch it somewhere, but if you can, then please check it out. It's like Power Rangers, but so much more fun. And then I have Real Monsters, another show that people seem to have forgotten. It was the Monsters Inc. before Monsters Inc. It's about three monsters who are in training to learn how to scare people. It was a funny concept and it was a fun show that didn't get enough love. And maybe someday we'll get a spin off or a continuation of the show. And then I have one of my favorite childhood superhero shows, Freakazoid. Freakazoid was different. It was kind of like The Mask with a unhinged superhero who's actually more of an anti-hero now that I think about it. It was just such a funny and entertaining show. It feels like the show had no limits with how far they were willing to take the jokes and how far they would go with the story. And that's what made it so unique. It's definitely something that I think will do good in today's television environment, and hopefully there can be a reboot or simply a continuation of the show. Next, I have Wishbone. Wishbone was one of those shows that I didn't really watch each episode. I mostly catched a few episodes here and there, and what I watched was so enjoyable. It's about a Jack Russell who enters different books and stories and literature and brings it to life, and he is the main character in each of those stories. So it's basically modern day Shakespeare, but with a dog. And it was such an interesting concept, and it worked so well, and it actually made me want a dog. Next, I have a show that I didn't even know if it was just a fever dream or how I remember it, but it's called Critter Getters. It's about a group of kids who team up with vets and a professor to save different animals. I think it was set in Florida. I can't remember it so well. I was struggling to find a name until today when I remembered part of it, and then I just googled it and I found it. It was a fantastic show and it ran for a long time, I think. Unfortunately, most people seem to have forgotten about it, and I would really like to watch it again just to explore what the show was really about. And for an honorable mention, I have Bear in the Big Blue House, a show that people probably remembers. It was my Sesame Street. I didn't watch a lot of Sesame Street. I loved this show. It was just so much fun and so entertaining and also educational at the same time.